Did you know that the World Bank was complicit in the genocide of indigenous Mayans in Guatemala? What's more, they never faced justice for it. Yes, along with the Washington-based Inter-American Development Bank, they funded the construction of the Jihoy hydroelectric dam in the 1980s, which required the flooding of 5 indigenous communities in the area. Those who refused to leave their homes voluntarily were murdered by the dictatorship. Around 5,000 villagers in total, all to make way for the World Bank's project. This is the story of the Rio Negro massacres. In 1980, then under a US-backed military dictatorship, Guatemala offered to relocate the affected communities to an area that wasn't as fertile for farming. Of course, most refused. In response, the regime officially declared the villagers to be insurgents, which meant they were now a military target. Over 2 years, death squad units murdered 5,000 people to make way for the project. This is part of a more comprehensive process known as the Mayan Genocide, where over 200,000 civilians were killed as part of Washington's Cold War strategy in Central America of funding brutal military dictatorships, not only in Guatemala, but also in El Salvador, Honduras, and the Contras in Nicaragua. The aim was to crush the revolutionary movements in Central America. In Guatemala, due to the repression, the left turned to the strategy of guerrilla warfare, inspired by Che Guevara's Foco theory. Their base of support was rural indigenous communities, which is why the regime sought to wipe them out. Of course, the World Bank never pulled their funding for the hydroelectric dam over the mass murder of indigenous communities. The dam still exists today. Here it is. The Guatemalan government paid some compensation years later, but the World Bank never faced justice, nor did they ever acknowledge their role. Being in the US protected them from legal proceedings.